Happy Super Bowl Sunday. This is Rick from Left Coast Overland, sitting in the 2019 Dodge Ram REVEL, and I was hoping to show you guys today my 10,000 mile review. So Super Bowl Sunday 2019, purchased this truck in August of 2018. Haven't had it that long, already 10,079 miles. So I've definitely had some time to evaluate the truck, and there's nothing but good things to say about it. I absolutely adore this vehicle and all the amenities that it comes with, and you know, it's not lacking anything. I can't think of anything that I don't like about it. It's still connected to the Palomino HS650, and it's configured with the seat up right now for all sorts of goodies in the back, which I'll kind of dive into just to give everybody a little bit better idea of how it is that I have my truck set up for full-time camper living. So stay tuned. This is going to be pretty comprehensive. Hopefully I won't go too long with it, but there's a lot to talk about, so let's get into it. So first off, let's just talk about the key fob. Real basic key fob. It's one of those things that, since it's got a push button to start the ignition, this has to be within the vehicle actually to start it. So if I'm standing outside the truck 1 inch, it's not going to go. So that's pretty neat. A little security feature. They are expensive. I lost one in the house fire, and it was $350 to replace. It comes with a little valet key that pulls out of the back, and the power unlock and lock function. I think also for the trucks that come equipped with the remote start, that's also a function that comes on these. It works from probably easily 100 feet away to lock and unlock it, probably depending on battery, but that's enough about that. So there's some Left Coast Overland stickers that have been getting pumped out, which I'm real excited about. But let's just talk about the features. So the vehicle that I've been talking about, this is the paperwork that I got. Obviously it's very coffee stained. It's been in my truck since I bought it, but this is what's really awesome. The payload, right? The capacity of the 2019 Ram REVEL payload is 1,840 pounds, okay? And then the maximum towing capacity is 11,340 pounds. And then the gross vehicle weight combination, 17,000 pounds. Pretty impressive for a Ram 1500. Can't say enough good things. I've had the Palomino HS650 in the truck, or on the truck now. It weighs about 1,500 pounds with gear and everything. So it's been really it takes care of what it needs to do. I know that you guys know that I installed new springs to kind of take care of that sag in the back, but other than that, it has all the payload capacity required for a cab over camper, and also the horsepower in the 5.7 liter Hemi V8. So here's some things that this one came with: the entertainment connectivity, and the features of this one: a Hemi, the backup camera, which is installed in the tailgate. So when I put the vehicle in reverse, unfortunately, since I don't have a tailgate installed, this is where the image should show up, but it comes up blue. So it shows you that the camera system is unavailable because it doesn't have a camera on the tailgate. I intend on installing a camera on the back of the camper just because it is a full-time setup, but that's just one modification that I haven't quite gotten to yet. But that's okay, I digress. Anyways, so more stuff that that this truck came with was the hill descent control. So that's that little button right there. I haven't had the opportunity to play with it just yet, but looking on the videos that other people have put out, it's pretty impressive. The Park Sense front and rear assist. So I have the rear one turned off, and you can turn off the front and rear, and you hear that. It's because there's a step back there, and that's why I turned the rear one off. But it's great that you can disable it. It also has the Torque Light 8-speed automatic transmission, which is currently giving us 12.8 miles per gallon with you know, a 300-mile range on a full tank, and that's with the camper on back. I'm pretty impressed with what this truck is capable of doing. despite carrying around such a heavy load. Really, I was expecting it to be in the 10-mile-an-hour range, which it can get to if I drive faster than 60 miles an hour, 65. Then yeah, it starts to go down, especially going uphill. But you know, that's to be expected. It's heavy and it's a big wind block. So aerodynamically, it's probably not the best, but is what it is. The rear in-floor storage bins are pretty awesome. There's two. There's one on the passenger side, one on the driver's side. They're not super huge, probably about 10 inches deep by about 12 inches wide, and maybe, or 12 inches long, I guess, and about 8 inches wide. But pretty nice to have. Universal garage door opener. I don't have a garage door, but it's located right up here. I should probably program that for a gate or something one day when I live in a gated community, but right now, no need. The 7-inch driver information display, which is right there, it's beautiful. It has so many great things between all the different apps. You can get fuel pricing, you can get weather updates. Right now, my antenna is blocked by the cab over. It's kind of intermittent. It comes in, obviously you can see it buffering. It tells you please wait. Typically with the antenna unobstructed, it'll go really quick. Radio's fantastic. It sounds great. All Alpine system, which, hey, you can't go wrong with something that comes stock with really. So the apps are cool. All the controls, heated seats, mirror dimmers. The settings are great. This is pretty cool. You can go into the settings and you can actually read the vehicle user guide, which is basically your manual. It's downloaded into the computer of the truck, and you can access information about the operation of the vehicle, maintenance, etc. Pretty great. Anyways, that's the infotainment center. I love it. It works really good. You can set it for bright or dim depending on what time of day you're driving. Continuing on, the keyless enter and go. So we talked about that. And operate key fob and driver door handle button. I think there's a little button on the door handle. Power folding heated exterior mirrors, which are great. You can push that button there and it'll heat up the mirrors for you on a frosty day. It also works good when it's kind of foggy and you have that, like, it's not quite, I guess, frost, but it's like kind of the in-between. Electronic shift part-time transfer case, that's right here. So I've got 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low, 2-wheel drive, and then also a rear axle lock, electronic locking button in the back. Pretty great. What else? Key information, blah, blah, blahs. So, pretty impressive package on the truck. Also, the trim is great. We got the black and red with the mesh in the seats. The stuff up front, which is kind of, you know, I've been living out of this thing. I've been traveling a lot. Granted, 10,000 miles. It's stacked up quick. And as you can see, it is raining outside, but I'll do my best to stay dry and show you guys what's kind of setup I've got within each side. So let's get to that. Okay, next up is the center console. So it opens up, there's a top center console, a sliding tray, which slides forward and back, and then an inner center console. Top console is pretty limited in space, so I just keep a few things up here. I don't really flip it up very often, but it does have the capability. This is where I keep my telephone plugged in, because if you use the other two up front here with a cell phone, it will talk to the Uconnect and it kind of messes with it. So I prefer just having it Bluetooth. That's where I connect my phone for power. And you open this thing up and then you have access to the back of this tray, which currently has a patch collection of random helicopter patches and stuff. It's got all your coin separators, general catch-all. It's nice though, it slides forward and backward. And then it's got a really deep center console here that's kind of hidden, but has really good storage for stuff that you don't want to just access on the regular. I've got the 110 volt plug with a extension cord so that I can run it to the floorboards or to the seat and charge stuff as I go. Got a standard CD player, and hey, that's cool. It's nice to be able to play old school CDs. I don't do it very often, but when you have the opportunity, you might as well take it. So this is a really well thought out center console system. I like it a lot. It's got two little pockets on either side for kind of maps and stuff. We've got a whole bunch of maps stuffed in the passenger side. And then obviously it's got the standard REVEL flip up kind of like glove box that's on top of the old school type glove box that I usually keep a bunch of stuff stashed in for batteries and hand sanitizer, stuff like that. So here's the upper control area. We've got two map lights. You've got a constant on map light that is pretty dim, but it lights this kind of whole area down in here when you're running your just standard low beam headlights. You've got a open and close power slider for your rear window, which I don't use particularly right now because I've got a camper back there that doesn't have a window. And then you've got two buttons for assist and also a storage area for sunglasses, which I really like having. So it's all the things that you need, nothing you don't. The flop down sun visor has the standard mirror that's lit. It's really nice that it slides out and does one of these things for you so that you can block the sun as you're driving. All pretty standard stuff in newer vehicles. As I showed you before, the large entertainment or infotainment. But everything's great in this truck. I really love the storage levels that it has. It helps me keep everything kind of organized because I do operate out of this thing 24/7. This is it. And this is my house. This is where I live. So I like to keep everything tidy and organized. On the side door here, driver's side door, there are 1 and 2 cup holders. I have a little bag of snacks, med kit, and a bag for groceries. The chair has forward, rear, up and down, and then a lumbar support adjustment. The standard floor mat protectors are great. They're heavy duty, rubberized plastic, very much like WeatherTech. So I really like those. They're fantastic. And yeah, everything's, like I said, can't say enough good things about this truck. This is how I've got it kind of set up right now in the back with the things that I've been using the most, all except for the skateboard. Haven't had the opportunity to use that because it's been raining, but hopefully when the weather dries out. So in the far corner there, I've got cast iron cookware, some blowtorch, and kind of like fire making stuff, which is good for outdoor cooking. In the middle basket, I've got kind of a backup to my propane burner, which has jet oil and some extra gas, a tarp, a wool blanket, some seats, some extra water, drone, camera footage or camera equipment, another just kind of catch-all bin for random stuff, another med pouch, some gloves, flashlights. I carry a spare oil filter and a quart of oil back there. I should probably carry more oil if I'm going to carry a spare filter, but yeah, that's how I've got it all set up in the back. I really like that these seats just fold up and stay up. Oh yeah, I've got the always necessary handy dandy roll of toilet paper and a fuzzy hat. But the fact that the seats stay up, they don't need to be pinned back or anything. They don't rattle, jiggle, or shake. Everything's really nice and tidy. There's a little bit more storage back here with a couple more cup holders in the center console and a little cubby. And then little cubbies behind each seat as well, which are great. So I've got some flags stored behind the passenger seat and then nothing stored behind the driver's seat right now. So as you can see, it is pretty wet. Soggy Southern California. But the truck and the camper are awesome. I mean, the level of wear on the tires in the first 10,000 miles is acceptable, pretty standard, but you know, not bad at all for the dirt tracks. And the truck still looks awesome. And can't say enough good things about it. So this is how I've got it set up on the passenger side. I like to keep it open because my wife does ride with me regularly. So I got maps of California and stuff from our trip here. Glove box, I showed you the top glove box there. It is pretty lived in. I haven't given it a vacuum or anything in a little while. Some extra cameras and film. That's okay, I don't mind being lived in. It's good to use stuff, right? That's how it's all set up. And then of course the Palomino in the back, which is on its own review, and I will get to that review hopefully someday soon. But for now, we're talking about the Ram. I'm gonna hop back in because it's so wet out there. Everything's getting soaked. The truck is awesome. So if you are at all thinking, hey, should I get a 2019 Ram? Should I get a 2019 Ram REVEL? The answer is yes, if you can afford it. The way I'm affording mine is by living out of it full time, but it also matches my lifestyle. Like I've mentioned in other videos, my wife lives several hours away from me, so we commute to each other, and we need a place to stay when we're seeing each other. Excuse me, this is it. This is home, and it's been pretty fun. So if you like what you see, if you want to see more details, I know it was kind of a rough just walk around and show and tell, but if you have anything specific that you'd like to see, I'd be happy to go into more details with it. I know that I'm not the best reviewer, but I'm learning, and I'm having a good time with it anyways. So for right now, I'll end it there. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out the Ram REVEL, the 2019 Ram REVEL. And yeah, buy one if you can. They're awesome.